All right, welcome everybody to another edition of Pre-Market Prep at the close. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin, Hot Stocks, Luke Jacoby joining us as well. We thought we could be in for a weekday this morning on Pre-Market Prep, and that has come to fruition here. Joel, why don't you give us a quick recap as far as what has happened today?
Nothing good here, Spencer. Had that lower open. They tried to rally it, did get it over 2,500, 2509.75 represents your intraday high. Couldn't quite get the mid-range on the session, what I was hoping for. And then we turned around, we reversed course, just made new lows, had occasional bounces. Oil tried to lead us out of the dungeon a few different times. Trump supposedly talked with some of the oil ministers, but as the oil rally didn't really materialize, neither did the rally in the market. We have cut through Monday's low at 24.44.50. That is your point you need to get above if you want any kind of a rally into the close. Currently trading at 24.40. Crude, tightest range it's had in weeks, 2111 to 1990. Majority of the session just hanging around 20.50. Buyers ganging up there at 20, hoping for some kind of deal. Last half hour had sprint to 2111, but closed off that level. Gold bouncing around like a yo-yo today. Mid high at 1612.40. Exceeded the low from yesterday, but still closed green on the session at 15.99.60. Silver going the opposite way, down 13.6 cents, nearly 1%. And Bitcoin in the red by $275 at 6,200. Spencer, take it away.
Yeah, so we've been wondering on this show, I guess since the market started going up, could that have been it? So Luke, are you surprised that we are as weak as we are today?
You know, Joel and I talked on the phone last night, and Joel said that I've got a very optimistic view on things. So my silver lining is at least we didn't get halted down today. You know, that was nice. But I think I'm with the rest of the crowd in that I think that the lows that we saw earlier, or I guess last month at this point, are not going to be the lows of the moves. I think that, you know, we move lower. My call is somewhere around 40% plus off of the all-time high,
which would leave us
it's
where?
203 on SPY. So what is that?
Okay.
That's 2030 on the index.
So you think just a little bit more than what we've had, but less than a 50%.
That's where I'm at.
Okay.
How about you?
Oh, you don't want to hear what I think the market's
It's bad.
going. Yeah. Yep.
Sure.
15,000, maybe 10,000.
Ooh, that would be quite a haircut.
Yeah, that would be quite a haircut. I mean, what's going right? I mean, some things need to start going right soon, right? You got every segment of the economy under pressure, right? From automobiles, movie theaters, entertainment venues, hotels, cruise lines. I mean, where's the strength? You could talk about technology. Apple's down $15 on this session here. So we've talked about this before on the show. You could talk about this being it's a major problem. It's a pandemic, as Lisa talked about today on the show. Pandemics last a year. Okay. They just don't go away in a couple weeks or a couple months. So, unless, we find a cure, if we find something to stop the rate of infection, the path of least resistance is lower. And we're going to maybe test half of that rebound later on in the session here. We got 15 minutes left. That will take us down in the $2,400 area. So we'll see how we close. But
let me offer some good news here, some positive
Sure.
news. The ISM Manufacturing Index was, and this seems to be a theme, bad but better than expected. Luke, do you have that number for us?
I don't have ISM up.
All right,
Spencer, if I was in the office next to you, I would punch you.
What'd I do?
I mean, when's that figure from?
Yeah, but you want the economic data that we're getting. That's from it's recent. It's from last month. It's from last month. What do you mean? That's from last month.
Let's see what it's like. We got a little bit of a rally going here, there, folks. Check your Benzinga.
It's because Spencer called the ISM number.
Oh, it was already been out.
Yeah.
No, we were winding down. We're back above
I don't
5.
understand. It's for March's number. I don't understand.
Okay,
It's for March.
okay. It's March's. I think there's something going out. Come on, news me, guys. What's going on? We
Just
just
now?
yeah, we're up 14 handles off the low. There has to be something going on. You gotta look at
Oof.
pro. It's buying into the close here. It's not really oil moving. Well, okay, maybe it's just another dead cat bounce here in the market. We'll see. But you had buying on the way down there. You had pressing. They were pressing it. They pressing it through Monday's low. That was my original target. You got below there, and maybe the shorts just a little bit had enough. I don't know what the market imbalances are going to be, but no, it's nice. It'd be nice to close off the low for the session. But anyways, let's you want to review some stocks from this morning?
Well, I do want to discuss Peloton because that's one of the few that's up today.
Yes.
Luke, have you joined the Peloton bandwagon with the rest of us here?
No. But like so can you name a fitness product that hasn't been a fad? That's because I'm not like an active trader. I'm more, my time horizon's a lot longer. So that's how I view all these things like Fitbit and
but
GoPro.
Luke,
Yeah.
can you name a equipment device workout thing that's kind of new during a financial pandemic? No one's going to gyms.
I know.
Yeah. So that's what it is.
And
Yep.
Luke is a hardcore gym fiend. You go to the gym what? 5
Yeah.
times
What are you doing?
5 times a week. Luke, what are you doing?
Yeah, I got a private gym hooked up. Fortunately, thank God. But I did do like online like browsing, like around Craigslist to buy equipment, and it is through the roof. Like the costs are crazy. Like a set of dumbbells, like 30-pound dumbbells, is $120 right now.
Just let me tell you, I'm not a promotional for Peloton. Okay, we got it a couple months ago because Lisa can't. I could get to the pool super early during the week. We swim on the weekend. She just wanted to have something to do besides our 20-year-old treadmill and our 30-year-old bike. And we looked at it, and there was just a lot of things, and so you could do a little bit of lifting. I did some arms today with the biking, and I get a good workout. So that's it's an alternative. Now, when the crisis ends, who knows? But you could also do yoga. But whatever. I'm not a walking billboard here for Peloton. I'm glad it's up. I got a little bit of it, not much. I know Triple D. I'm glad he didn't sell it yesterday on that swing trade, but I bet you he's selling it today. What else did we cover today?
Well, I was just looking at what's green because there is some green on the screen. A few Chinese names are up. JD's up today. I believe IQ is up. Billy is up. Billy. The discount retailers are up. Walmart, Target, Costco, Dollar General, all up today. Gold, we talked about that already. So there is some green to be found, but this feels like the kind of day that we had there every day for a few weeks in the end of March.
I just go fundamental. I mean, that's where people are going to be able to afford to shop if they don't have jobs, right? At those places. I mean, how are to me, like these high-end retailers, like Restoration Hardware, how's that doing today? Ooh, not good. After its earnings report, how's Lululemon doing? Ooh, not good. These stores are closed, okay? I mean, they still have the online presence, but people are losing jobs. Stores are closed. When they get their jobs back, are they going to go buy a pair of $90 yoga pants? I mean, I think you're just seeing, people are going to be more thrifty with their money. And I just think we're going for a whole transformational change here in American consumer spending habits. I do see Kroger's up 41 cents. They had some good numbers, way off the high of the session, but Kroger gave some good numbers, and you got Mr. Buffett on with that one too. So Kroger in the green and Seago's in the green. It did fade a little bit, but still up 68 cents. What else is green?
Yeah, Luke, I want to know if you're still long in Seago because I know you were.
I'm long in Seago by being short puts. So
okay.
in February, I sold the $5 puts for 50 cents. I don't know, maybe it was a stock like around $6 then. So I took my money and ran and basically had the thesis that, if I have to buy the stock for $4.50, I'm happy owning it for $4.50.
Hey, that's a good strategy there for you, youngster. It really is, because, and we talk a lot about options trading, being right, being wrong. Well, when you do strategies like that and it just sits still, boom, you make money too. And if you have the cash to buy it at that price, the only time when people get over leveraged in puts is, and Dennis and I could talk about this tomorrow. People sell puts. They sell them for a penny. They sell them for a nickel. They sell them, and they accumulate all this money, right? And then you have the black swan event. You have what you had in, the 9/11. Then you had the financial crisis. So if you have your cash secured on it, it's not a bad strategy.
Yep.
Just, sometimes you could sell the lower puts, but in the case of Inseego, you really wanted to own it. So,
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
you were willing to own it, and you had the cash in your account. You were going to have to go to mom and pop for it, right? Right, Luke?
Exactly.
Okay.
And real quick, we talked about Peloton. Rob Hood is in the chat. We should give some love to Nautilus. I know we have some Nautilus equipment in the office. I don't know if anyone uses it, but we do have some.
I got a comment on that, Spencer. I'm driving to the office today after work to pick it up and bring it to my home.
Really? Okay.
Let's look at Square for Aramis. He seems to be around all the time. I don't know how Aramis, how long have you been watching Pre-Market Prep for? And we'll take a look here at Square. It's trying. It had the rally off the low. I know I'm gonna sound like a broken record here, but wow, that thing got to $32. 32 to what? 50, 32 to 60, 42. 52, 28-point move. Half that's 14, 46, 47. Got down to that area today. You like to see it hold that 50% retracement and then go back up. If the market could turn back up, I think Square will. Man, I guess I should have held those 32 puts that I bought in early 2018. And
yeah, that was a long time ago. I remember
they
that.
probably would have come in here. The other thing, Aramis, and just your visas and your MasterCards and stuff, these have lagged so far. And I think what you're seeing is, are people going to be spending as much? I mean, I know
there was news out on those names today, I think. Joel.
What was it?
Let me pull it up real quick. So
I took a bunch of cash out of the bank, so I'm going to be spending cash for a while. Or no, maybe I'll keep it. And get $100 bills, folks, because they're clean, right?
Yeah,
What?
Exactly. Yeah, Visa and MasterCard had some comments on usage, I think, today. So
MasterCard had some news yesterday, and I think the total U.S. payment volume was down to 4%, which to me didn't seem that bad. I felt like that could have been a lot worse, but 4% year over year through March 29th, I think is what is what the number was, which to me doesn't seem.
And I'm going to throw you guys a silver lining for Square too. So Square owns Cash App, which offers stock and cryptocurrency trading. I do a lot of work with the retail brokerages of the world. And there have been a lot of accounts being opened. I think that a lot of retail accounts, or retail investors or people who aren't typically investors saw the market down 30%, wanted to figure out how to get in. So that could be some sort of silver lining in Square.
Joel, we are bouncing here.
Who told you first, Spencer? Come on.
Yeah,
I don't know. Was it anything? Was it
I mean, it could just be end of the day buying balances. It could be
It was
people.
before that. I never like to go to my 1 minute here. The thing was, is it did have some shorts on. It was going down, but it was going down so it was like they were just whacking bids. It wasn't these nice vacuums, and then you get a little rebound. So, I don't know. People were focusing on Monday's low. We hit Monday's low. Let me go to my minute chart here, which I never do. It's one of my golden rules is never to look at anything less than a 15-minute. But I'll break it for you guys. The initial surge came at 1546, and I don't think that's when the imbalances were out yet. Your low was made on the bracket before that at 2434. You ended that minute bar at 37.50 and then 49.50. But, what do you expect on April Fool's Day? You expect the market just to go one way easy for you?
That's a good
suppose not.
call. I
I
mean, I
suppose
think
not.
that's it. You want to look at another one, Joel, that just had some news out while we're on the show?
What?
AMC. If you want to see an ugly chart.
Are they going out of business?
Dow Jones reported default is shutting down, or they're at risk of default after they had to shut down 1,000 theaters.
That just makes
Oof.
sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But just, one thing here, Luke, I mean, throughout COVID-19, right? What was the
Mhm.
trend in this stock since 2017?
Let's see.
Down.
It's an ugly chart.
Yeah, and actually, I read some material by Gene Munster. If you guys don't subscribe to his through Loot Ventures, he sends out a weekly newsletter. Then you guys are missing out on something. And he was just talking about new economies and things that are going to happen as a result of this. And one of the comments he made was, movies going online, movie theaters and ways of receiving entertainment. And now it's just accelerated with the crisis, right? Aren't they releasing new movies online now? So this is just an acceleration of something that would have been happening anyways, but is happening in a hurry now.
Yep. The next best, or shoot. What was the store that we used to go rent videos at?
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster?
Jesus
What?
Christ, I don't even remember.
So Luke, do you have a hot stock for us?
Yeah, I've got a funny stock for you. I figure,
We
after a
love
day
hearing
like
it.
today, we could use a laugh.
Wait, real quick. Is it a stock or is it a different kind? Is it like an ETF?
It's an ETF.
Oh God, because I know what this is. All right, go.
There is, Joel, did you know this, that there is a Make America Great Again ETF? MAGA is the ticker.
That's not Magda, is it? No.
MAGA. Yep.
And the reason I said oh God is because I looked at I didn't know this existed until a few hours ago, but I mean it's basically a flat chart until a few weeks ago and then it's down. But I mean this is just like a flat. This is just flat. I mean a lot of ETFs, a lot of super niche ETFs like this are flat. Like they tend not to go up as much as the broader indices do.
What's this say? A Point Bridge GOP stock tracker?
It holds companies that have that align with the GOP. So basically, names that the Republicans would like.
And
I don't know how they come up exactly with what the constituents are, but you got like Caterpillar, Dow Chemical, Tractor Supply Company. You got some oil names in there.
Yeah, it's trade by appointment only, Luke. It's traded 4,000. I am announcing my 2020 presidential campaign, and it's gonna my slogan is gonna be MASA.
Make America safe again.
Solve it.
Solve it.
All right. Okay. Under a minute here, Joel. About what?
You gotta love the close
40
here.
seconds left, and how we doing?
Well, we're settling off the low we still have, 15 minutes of trading to 4:15, and then you shut down for 15 minutes, and then you got that extra half hour of trading, which is some good trading action. I think right now, if I had to throw a dart against the wall, I think this is kind of tied to oil. I think that people are hopeful that if these oil stocks can just go up 5 or 10%, they're a big part where they are a much smaller part of the S&P 500 index. And if those stocks can get a bounce, then it's going to help the overall market. Crude popped up today, had a really tight range. So, if you see, crude up tomorrow, I think that's going to be a helper for the market. For the way the S&Ps are closing, you took out Monday's low, but you didn't close below it, or at least we're not seeing that. So that's a positive. But overall, just, not a good day for the market after after the end of quarter when everyone was supposed to be buying stocks.
All right, S&P 500 closing down a little over 4% for the day. So it kind of brings us back to where we were at the beginning of last week. Luke, any final thoughts here before we go?
Yeah, we got one last thing. We got jobs number tomorrow morning.
You got the preliminary, right?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
you have that number?
The weekly jobless claims. Forgot
Jobless
about that.
claims. Yep. It's 3.5 million is the estimate. Last week's actual number was let's look at this, 3.3 million. So they're expecting more initial jobless claims this week than last week.
That estimate went up. I think I checked a few days ago. It was somewhere in the 2s. But yeah, the initial jobless claims.
If that's accurate, it's between the 2 weeks, it would be 4.2% of the U.S. workforce.
Keywords, if it's accurate. A lot of people saying that last week's number was actually lower than it should have been. So if it's accurate, famous last words. All right. We'll be watching that number at 8:30 tomorrow on PreMarket Prep live at 8 a.m. Luke Jacoby, or I should say Hot Stocks Luke Jacoby.
Thank you.
Thanks
Who's
for
our
the time.
guest tomorrow, Spence?
Thanks for the time. Tomorrow's guest, Mark Chaikin from Chaikin Analytics. He will join us at 8:15. He said on the show 2 weeks ago that he sees a 50% correction from the highs. So we'll talk to Mark tomorrow at 8:15. For Hot Stocks, Luke and Joel Elconin, I'm Spencer Israel. Please remember all the information on this broadcast meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. Everyone have a great rest of your day. Be safe. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning.
All right.